Hey y'all, it's Doug Kenney and I'm doing another live Facebook feed. Hope things are going well for all my friends and family. First off, I have to say that today I passed my next course in college, my third one to be specific, which is microeconomics. I don't think I did well on the final exam because some of the questions, didn't make sense compared to the review test. I passed the review test, but the final exam had completely different questions and, kind of took me off guard, so I don't think I passed the final exam. But other than that, I did so good and I passed every assignment and every discussion as well as my learning journals. Every one of them passed, so I still passed the class with a B plus, I believe, which is pretty good. Who would have thought 2 years back, or 3 years back, I should say now, after high school and after striking rock bottom, who would have thought that I would have gone from being a guy who was struggling to pass high school to being a guy who now was doing so well in college, even without a paraprofessional? That's just really cool. Says a lot about how I've developed lately and how I've evolved over the years. It just feels good. Yeah, I just couldn't be happier with the life that I have right now. Hopefully I can keep this up until I can reach my associate's degree, which will be pretty good. And as everybody probably saw on Facebook, the latest news is that one of the most respected actors in the film industry, Jeffrey Rush, who is a Pirates of the Caribbean star, as everybody saw on my Facebook, the Daily Telegraph has lodged an appeal over his claim of defamation. Jeffrey Rush was recently awarded the biggest payout in defamation after they published a tabloid yellow article about him supposedly engaging in inappropriate behavior, which was quickly refuted by a lot of witnesses in court. And none of the evidence that the Telegraph presented was corroborated, or however you say that. It was not. Nobody supported it. No witnesses supported it. And for some reason, the Daily Telegraph has made the decision to pursue an appeal on the grounds that the judge was biased. All I got to say is, the legal system, whether it's in Australia, where the lawsuit was, or whether it's the United States, all these frivolous appeals clog up the courts, I don't like that frivolous appeals clog up the judicial system, not just in Australia, but in America. All it does is create cases that usually don't go anywhere. I know that the appeal system does have some victories on occasion, but people appeal because they don't want to take responsibility or own up for their sins. That's basically the reason that people appeal. It's not most people anyway. Some people do have legitimate cases, but most people appeal because they don't want to take responsibility or take ownership of their wrongdoings. These appeals clog up the court system, and it causes courts to make time for appeals on appeals that usually don't go anywhere, rather than make time for cases that matter more. They clog up the court system. How the NBA has a no flopping rule when it comes, you can't pretend to flop, that, right? In the NBA, that's what we need in America with the Court of Appeals. I honestly think that the court should have a rule where if you have a good case for an appeal, then appeal, but you better present evidence that shows that your rights were violated, And in my opinion, for every appeal that is denied, I really think that there should be an increase in whatever judgment they got. I think there should be like a $5,000 to a $10,000 penalty for every appeal that they file that does not go anywhere. The reason is because these appeals take a lot of time and the court doesn't end up ruling on cases that probably matter more. So in my opinion, If we're going to solve all these appeals that just clog up the court system, we need to have a rule where frivolous appeals can probably be dismissed with summary judgments and only legitimate appeals can make it to the court. That's what we need in America. However, this is just my opinion and nobody has to agree with me, but that's the beauty of living in the United States of America. We're free to our opinions and we're free to disagree with each other, and that's what makes America great. Yeah. All right, hope things are going well for all my friends and hope to keep building up my reputation in the Making Light of Autism podcast. Thanks for watching. God bless.